And the thought of you watching me gets me so wet.
Welcome back to the shittiest podcast in the world. We go by clocked out or cucked out conversations. We're cucked the fuck out today. Woo! Got my good buddy Steven in the house. How you feeling today?
I'm on my fourth beer, and let me tell you, it's something nice. Being here on a Saturday morning, a little different scenery. We got the girls in the living room, you know? They're doing their own thing. Me and you in here doing our own thing.
Always doing our own thing.
And like Cody said, this is potentially the shittiest podcast you've ever listened to. But you're gonna fucking laugh. You might even come in your fucking pants.
There's nothing wrong with coming in your pants.
Dude,
and I want everybody to know that since it's Saturday, we all took a shower, bath. Look how clean this guy looks.
Hair smells good even.
Smells good. Smells like Garnier Fructis.
Suave, motherfucker.
Other day when he came over here, smelled like shit. So did I. Now, he's smelling fantastic.
Smelling fantastic. I'm even wearing shorts, dude.
I'm sitting right beside this man, and I just want you to know, Happy Pride Month, brother.
Happy Pride Month. You know what? I'm going to catch an Intimidators game. Like I talked about before, I'm going to go catch a foul ball, and I'm going to give it to somebody. You know, somebody of the Pride community. You know, I might keep it.
Give it to them because they would love that if you would give it to them. And quite frankly, I would too. We're back in the twink of an eye.
And you know what? We might auction a fucking foul ball Intimidators game off. Who the fuck knows?
I think we should.
First 50 loyal fans, one of y'all might get it. We might do a random fucking draw, baby.
You might, but the thing is if you win that draw, show it off. Show it off to a friend.
Show it the fuck off.
A family member, another person in the community. We love everybody here. Everybody.
And if you didn't know, my name is Steven.
My name's Cody. Some call me Doodle, but today I'm going by Cody.
And we're here today to potentially make you lose brain cells, but hopefully you learned something.
And I barely have any right now. Let's go ahead. If you ain't got a Zen in your lip, or you ain't got a OWN, or you ain't got any tobacco product, go ahead and let's line it up right now. Go ahead and pop one in. Don't be a bitch. And
then open a fucking beer, pussy.
You
can't listen to this podcast sober, okay?
No.
It's not going to make sense.
If you listen to this sober, you're going to be sad. You know why you're going to be sad?
Because you're going to be confused.
You're going to be confused.
Sexually, mentally, and physically. You're going to be confused. You need to get a little buzz going. Listen to us talk. And just hang out.
That's the 3 stages of the Clocked Out Conversations podcast. Lost, confused sexually, and confused mentally. But today, we're tapping into something that really hits me right in my lizard. It hits me right in my lizard. Right in my lizard.
Fingers the gooch a little bit, if you know what I'm saying.
I think it does too. I'm tickled to just bring this to everybody.
I'm tickled pink, boy.
I'm tickled pink. But today, we're going to be covering the Lake Norman monster, a.k.a. Normie. Mr.
You know what's
Normie.
Crazy? What's crazy to me? I grew up fishing. I was always on the lake. Obviously, I was on High Rock mostly, but I've fished Baden, Norman, fucking Tillery. Never heard of this.
You never heard
of this until we started researching, obviously. I've read up.
I've heard about it, but like, I didn't know as much about it, I guess I'd say, but I've heard of it. He's a bitch. No, he's actually pretty cool. But I think we should start by talking about...
Who's a bitch?
I'm talking about Normie. He's a bitch.
I'll beat your ass if I find you.
They say that he'll pull up, he'll steal your fucking cigarettes. He's bound to take your goddamn 12-pack. He loves Busch Light.
Loves it.
He crushes the cans on his fucking head like stone
Boom!
cold. That's what makes him so fucking fantastic. But I think before we can actually get in to Normie,
I need a little history.
A little history of Lake Norman.
For sure.
Lake Norman. It's an artificial freshwater lake in southwest North Carolina. Okay? It's artificial. It wasn't there to begin with. It's a man-made body of water.
What was the purpose of this shit?
Well, they built it out because it fed into the nuclear reactor that they had down there, which also ties into why people, might think that, some gigantic fucking spoonbills floating around out there fucking pulling up on the shores. It was created between the years of our good Lord, our good Father, 1959. They worked on that son of a bitch through 1964, and it was part of the construction of the Cowens Ford Dam by Duke Energy. They need to lower them damn prices.
You know, it took 2 years to fill that fucking lake.
I believe it.
It took. I mean, obviously it's going to take a while. But, I mean, if you live in Charlotte, you need to thank these motherfuckers because that's where you're getting your power from.
Yeah, and I was going to say on top of that, too, it's a massive...
Without this lake, Cody, if they lived in Charlotte, they wouldn't be able to listen to our shitty podcast.
No, they would be tuned in.
They wouldn't be able to watch Pornhub.
No.
They wouldn't be able to do
They can't watch Pornhub anyway. It's banned unless they got an IP.
They can't post nothing on their OnlyFans.
No.
I know plenty of Charlotte bitches with them.
Wouldn't none of y'all be making no money. Lake Norman is located in Iredell County, 15 miles north of Charlotte. And it also has the Lake Norman State Park. And it boasts the region's popular mountain biking trail system. Do you do a lot of biking?
Not really. Not in my older days.
I mean, me either. I got a good buddy, Matt Townsend. That fucker loves to ride a bicycle.
He honestly calls himself the bicycle
boy. He calls himself the bicycle boy, and he lives by that mantra.
You ever meet him? Good man. Great man.
He's a good fella. Shout out to Matt. Lake Norman has 520 miles of shoreline.
God damn.
That's a lot of fucking shoreline. That's a lot of partying. That's some Kid Rock all summer long.
Boy, if you know what? I didn't grow up here. I grew up on High Rock. You swim across. If you swim that, you're a brave man. But you take a boat over there. It's called Goat Island. You gotta wear shoes. You'll step on a needle. There's crack pipes. There's beers. You don't want to be in there, son.
And I heard that a lot of people fuck goats on Goat Island. How true is that?
That is where it got its name, actually.
I think that is an incredible name. I would love to go step on a broken beer bottle glass.
I got a buddy. His name's Tyler Johnson. Fuck the goat on Goat Island.
I'd love to talk to him again.
I'd love to. You know what?
If he's listening to this, go ahead and reach out.
Come on, baby.
Go ahead and reach out and bring your BB gun. Don't bring a shirt. Anyway, it's fed by the Catawba River, and it drains into Mountain Island Lake to the south. Named after the former Duke Power president, Mr. Norman Atwater. Hell of a name. Mr. Norman Atwater.
That is a crazy
And
name.
I believe his last name here is Cock, but I could be saying that wrong, but that looks like it says Cock.
That is Cock with an E, but it's still Cock, brother.
And it's normal full level. Okay, I assume that means without a drought or anything like that.
That's like dam not having to be open to fill it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets down to 760 feet. That's a long way. That's pretty deep.
Son, you could fall in there and never come back up. Let me tell you.
That's going deep, deep, deep.
Woo!
I mean, when I say deep, I'm talking incredibly deep.
Balls deep, even.
And I was going to say the Catawba River, and when they built Lake Norman, a lot of locals know, but there was towns and all kinds of things under there. So they basically took what was a town at one time, multiple towns, and they flooded it out.
Oh, yeah.
They flooded it out. And there's a lot of lakes like that have cemeteries underneath them.
Yeah.
And it's just they flooded the whole thing out, which is crazy.
It is crazy. It's the ghost making Normie.
It might be, and that's what I've heard. And we're going to get into that there's a lot of stuff that has to do with that, like I said, the nuclear reactor.
You know, not to get too far, but not Norman, but like Baden. It's on the other side of me. She actually, there was an airplane crash in there, and there was divers that went down in there. They said there's catfish so big that you'd never come up. If they could swallow a human.
Yeah, I heard
that shit is crazy.
This one guy, I watched a documentary.
I'd love to catch one. It would just be fun. Really.
He was a fisherman, and he said that he has seen on like his, is it called sonar?
Yeah.
That he's seen 6 foot long.
Oh no!
Catfish, all kinds of shit. But back in the day, before all this was before it was Lake Norman, in the 18th and 19th century, people actually fought over the land that now contains Lake Norman. Like indigenous people, like Native Americans and stuff, fought with colonial people and all kinds of stuff. So this place has a very rich history.
Very rich.
But that's just to give you a little, who's who of Lake Norman. And now we're going to get into our good buddy, Mr. Normie, a.k.a. the cigarette-smoking lake monster.
So, the first initial sightings were... So, the Lake Normal monster has first became widely known in the early 1990s, year of our Lord.
The year of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Through local legends and informal accounts date back much earlier.
Regional folklore. Locals and fishermen around Lake Norman have long spoken about this big bastard. They've been speaking about him for a long time now, about him floating around in the water, stealing people's cigarettes, drinking their beer, okay? But it did not gain media attention until the 1990s.
In some local folklore, the creature has been named affectionately Normie, a nickname delivered from Lake Norman itself, which is the largest man-made lake in North Carolina.
And like we said, it's a big
It's fucking
lake.
huge. It really is.
It's
huge.
Gigantic. Like if you were to see it,
but the cool thing about Norman is some places are so clear, like you could be in 40 foot of water and see the bottom. Like that's the cool thing. Like if Normie coming for you, you're gonna see that little bastard.
But some parts you go into, it's darker than a bottle of beer with piss in it.
No shit. No shit.
And
we're talking asparagus piss, dark stinky piss.
Well, let's talk about this little fucker. Okay, well he ain't little, he's big. His general appearance. This is what a lot of people claim, that he is a large serpentine, which means kind of like a snake, creature similar to the appearance of the Loch Ness Monster, which everybody is familiar with the Loch Ness
100%.
Monster. The Loch Ness Monster is like the OG of all this stuff.
Yeah. But the creature is often described as being 10 to 20 feet long, with some reports claiming to even be larger. It has a long snake-like body, slither, know what I'm saying?
He's slithering. Do you think he eats liver
Big
mush?
black snake, what he is.
It's a big old king snake.
Look at that fucking cotton mouth.
Do you think that he eats liver mush since he's from North Carolina?
Dude, I bet you he eats fucking fried Spam sandwiches and goldfish that have been let go in that lake. That's what he lives off of. See, he's just coming. He wants to be a part of society.
That's all he wants to do.
We keep pushing him out.
Because we're not nice.
We're not.
We're not.
See, human beings as a race have been known. If you're
being
different,
right.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Let Normie join.
And that's what they're doing to Normie, and I don't like it.
I'll put Normie in a fucking pool pond out back. I don't give a fuck.
I'd love to
I'll put him in your
back.
fucking backyard, Cody.
I would love to. We'll dig a goddamn trench out there and let him swim in it.
We will. The mariachi trench.
I was going to say, so if you're on Lake Norman, you're out there, you know, you wake up the next morning, you had a long night, you've been camping, you've been drinking beers, you got the liquor shits.
Liquor shits. You're going to shit by the lake,
He's
boy.
just floating up to smell that liver mush.
That's all he wants.
That's all he wants.
Throw the man a fried bologna sandwich and go about your fucking business. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone because he just wants to try out your liver mush and nothing's wrong with that.
That's all he wants.
Witnesses have noted dark, scaly skin with a series of humps visible above the water's surface. So he's humping along, folks. He has large glowing eyes, and he's sometimes described as having fins and flippers, but it varies with accounts.
Oh yeah.
You know, it depends on how you see him. It
depends how many beers you've had.
Yeah, you're 12 Coors Lights deep, which I don't drink.
God damn, this some bitch was 80 foot long. He was chasing the boat. He was trying to get my tallywhacker.
I don't know what it was. If it was a fucking spoonbill, if it was a fucking river monster, but that son of a bitch, he was floating right around the creek. I was down there pissing. It was bigger than my dick, and I'm packing a 12-incher.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, Cody. I've been thinking real hard about going back to Kansas. Not living there, but for a visit.
You want to go on a spoonbill expedition?
For a visit. And I'm going to see if my granddad has any spoonbill. I'm going to bring it back and fry you up some. You'll come in your goddamn
What's a spoonbill? Because we don't have them here. So just give us a quick summary.
The technical term is paddlefish. And they're honestly an invasive species.
So they're not good. They're bastards.
And they're bottom feeders. So they're taking all like the plankton and shit from like the smaller fish. But so what you do is you just throw out a big ass treble hook. I'm talking fucking. If you're not listening live, I'm sorry, but this some bitch is about like that.
About a tuna can size.
Big weight on it and wrap it with a damn cigarette butt. No bullshit, so it don't snap your line. And you throw it out there and you just...
How does a fucking cigarette butt save your line?
Save your line?
Yeah.
It keeps it from rubbing up and down that weight.
Fuck it. If I was out there fishing for spoonbill, tie a ravioli can right onto the end of that bastard.
Best freshwater fish you'll ever eat. Better than crappie. Better than Normie.
Well, ain't nobody gonna eat Normie.
But sightings suggest that the creature is elusive and generally avoids direct human contact.
He don't want it, but unless, like we said, you're cooking liver mush on the bank.
You see this little fucker? Straight under the water.
You gotta.
He's done for.
He pulls right up. He likes mayonnaise or mustard on that sumbitch. He'll pull right up to the bank, still it.
Throw a little cheese on there.
He'll still it right off your shit. He might even take a sip of your sun drop.
Dude.
That I would be offended by.
You got a cool Coors Light. That sumbitch is coming.
That bastard can buy his own sun drop and Coors Light. In 1995, okay, this is just one of the high-profile sightings. And, you know, when media coverage got involved, because like we said, in the 90s is when it really ramped up.
Oh, yeah.
One of the first major sightings occurred in 1995. It was a man named Tom McDonald, not the shitty rapper. Okay, not the shitty rapper. That guy's terrible.
Fuck you, Tom McDonald.
You ever heard his music? It's fucking awful.
Hey, hold on. We got to give it to the people.
Give him a cold crack. Oh my God. Along with several friends, they were probably drunk, claimed to have seen the creature while boating on the lake. They described this son of a bitch as having large, undulating humps on the surface of the water.
My humps.
He's just
Check it out.
He's just floating, bumping some Fergie, letting his hump show.
That's all he wants, man. But in 1997, year of our Lord.
The year of our Lord.
The Charlotte Observer, a major regional newspaper, reported on the sightings. Sparking greater public interest and speculations, many locals began to take the reports more seriously.
Well, one drunk lets them know. Two drunk lets them know.
You get 3 drunks.
It's a party.
Show,
It's a party.
It's a
if it's
party.
2, it's not new. If it's 3, it's for me. That's what they say.
That's what I'm saying.
In 1999, a local TV station aired a documentary about good old Normie, and it got even more interest into the lake creature. More people were interested in it because they seen the documentary. They said, "I seen that shit on goddamn Tubi TV, and now I gotta go out and check him out."
They're hearing this shit on Netflix now, boys. Come on. So, this is where we're going to dissect. You know,
what
a little bit.
What it could be. Play devil's advocate here. If it ain't Normie, if he ain't real, what it could be.
So some skeptics believe the creature could have been a giant fish, such as a sturgeon. A sturgeon in Norman would be fucking crazy, but
could be a
spoonbill. It could be. Whose large body might resemble the descriptions of the monster. However, sturgeons are rare in the lake, and this theory is not widely accepted.
Imagine going there, casting your line. Like I said earlier, you're reeling it in. You're all excited. Your buddies are around you. You're bumping a little Tim McGraw. You reel that bastard in. You got a sturgeon on the end of your line.
And I'm not gonna lie. If you're a heavy fisherman and you catch a sturgeon,
heavy means weight.
That's
if you're
like
a bigger guy, fat,
that's like
plus
a fucking
size man, BBW.
That's like a crackhead getting a pure crack rock with no. It's not cut with baby laxatives.
No,
it don't got no fentanyl in it.
Pure crack.
This is like the top of your life thing. Okay.
This is something you're gonna go home. You're gonna get shit faced.
You're gonna tell your fucking wife about it. I'll tell you that.
You're gonna tell your buddy.
You're gonna get it mounted right there in the garage.
I was out there fishing the other day. I thought I seen a damn sea monster. I rolled this bastard in. It was a big old sturgeon. It was as long
as a cock. As Danny's cock even.
That's a lake monster. Well, whatever body of water he's in, it's a monster. Pool monster, sea monster, lake monster. He's got it all.
Bathtub monster even.
It could be a bathtub monster. The elusive native species. Other theories suggest that this creature could be a previously undiscovered species of aquatic life, possibly a type of eel or giant snake-like reptile.
That's a big motherfucking eel.
I've
bought eels to catfish with. Them some bitches are like no longer than, I mean, bigger than my dick for sure. Not bigger than Danny's, but bigger than mine.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're like this big around, you know.
They're weird
to touch. They're slimy.
But do we even have eels in our... That's like a northern thing, ain't it?
No, we have them in High Rock because people they'll catfish with them, and then the leftovers, they'll dump them in the lake, thinking something's going to eat them. So we do have eels in High Rock.
I've heard that people...
I ain't fished Norman much. Obviously, High Rock.
I met a gentleman one time, I'm going to leave his name reserved from this, that told me he ate eel growing up. People eat eel.
Oh, yeah. No, you just
bring that Blackstone in here.
They say people that have eaten eel and eaten rattlesnake, they say you clean them the same way. You just peel the
I
skin off
don't
and
think
throw 'em
I'm
over.
eating either. That's a little bit
Fuck no.
disgusting.
That's fucking.
I ain't
guarantee
eating no
the
possum.
chewy ass meat.
I ain't eating no fucking possum. I ain't eating no snake.
What
I
about
ain't
a
eating no.
raccoon?
I'm not eating that bitch neither.
You ain't eating no raccoons.
Fuck no.
Some believe that the creature is an out-of-place relative of the Loch Ness fucking monster,
He's got a cousin.
suggesting it could be a prehistoric creature that somehow survived in the deep waters of the lake.
Even though the lake wasn't
That
there
bitch-
and prehistoric, he just teleported like Jason.
The fucking Loch Ness is just swimming over to fucking Norman, son. They're building a dam. We gotta go.
He swam all the way from Lake Wiley over there. He said, "I'm switching up my shit." Other people think it's swamp gas, and I'm not talking about some, nasty redneck girl farting. Not with the liquor shits. I'm talking about swamp gas, okay? Swamp gas, you can look it up. Some people think it could be that or optical illusions, which I think it's drunken delusions.
Personally, I don't know. I haven't heard the whole story.
Because people look down, there's fog coming off the lake, they're
You're
seeing,
drunk. You think you see a hump. It's a big ass log in the water. It
well,
could be a number of things.
And it probably could be a log or any, multiple things that these people are seeing.
Or it could be the fucking Normie monster.
Or it could be Normie. It could
You
be
never
Normie.
know, really. Have you seen it?
I have never seen it, but
I've never
I would
seen the
love to
Normie
go
monster.
shake his hand, and I would personally bring him a liver.
I'd give him some
sandwich.
head.
I might would too, honestly.
Honestly, we get DP'd by him. Well, I guess he's only got. He might have two. He's a fucking mutant fish.
In the next episode, we're getting DP'd by Normie.
Shit. Stay tuned, brother.
And I heard, and I also want to say this again, he is probably bisexual, and I'm okay with that.
100%. I'm fine.
I think that is just...
Pride Month is for you, Normie.
Yeah, Pride Month is
You-
for Normie.
And everybody like you.
We love you.
So, this is in the 2000s, all right? So, I'm talking, this was 25 years ago. Older than me. I'm a young buck, as they call me. But in the 2000s and beyond, so, throughout the 2000s, the Norman monster continued to be a topic of discussion, with occasional reports of sightings on social media and local news. And that's the cool thing, Your first iPhone comes out year I was born, 2002. Yeah. You can fucking film whatever you want. You don't have to have no fucking camera up on your shoulder. You're not filming for a news broadcaster, you know what I mean?
But at the same time, imagine, and I know you remember, those cameras.
Oh, yeah, they sucked ass. I had the very first iPhone when I was 6 or 7.
It was like carrying around a fucking brick.
Oh,
I didn't
no
have
shit.
one because I was poor. But
see, my family,
here's when the truth comes out.
Natalie gave it to me.
Oh, he got a hand-me-down
She
iPhone.
gave it to me. She got a new iPhone when the third one came out, or the fourth one maybe, and gave me her old one.
I remember
Sweetest lady you've ever met.
I remember.
We love you, Natalie. If you're listening, you're probably not, but we love you.
I remember when I wanted a phone, my mom said, "Well, you can start with this." She got me a fucking Virgin Mobile.
I had one of the ones that...
I was a virgin with a Virgin Mobile. That's pretty cool.
My first one was one of the red ones that you flipped like this and it had a keyboard.
Yeah.
That was my first one.
I remember when those were
My
super
grandmother
popular.
got it. Not
my
Linda,
buddy,
but
my
other
buddy
grandmother.
Jimmy, I remember his dad came home one day. Rest in peace, my boy Jim. And he came home one day, and apparently his little brother ran up this high-ass bill, buying games and shit. Because remember
Tyler
back
did that
then,
one
yeah,
time.
he came in and he said, "Who ran up my phone bill to $400 and something?" And that was a lot. And his little brother was sitting there, and he was like, "Well, I was buying a lot of games."
No shit. Tyler Johnson. Fuck you. He got his aunt's credit card. Rest in peace, Pam. Literally, rest in peace. She actually is dead. And he spent $500 on Madden. On a fucking Galaxy S10, I think.
That's a lot of money for some shitty graphics.
And he told his dad, he was like, "Yeah, I'm so good at Madden." And he was like, "Apparently not. You gotta spend $400 fucking dollars on the game."
You had to spend your college fund just to get to the second round,
I'll
son.
never fucking forget that.
But these reports have gone into the 2010s, so last decade. There were more sightings then, many describing the creature as being more aggressive and more active during certain times of the year, such as during the hot summer months. And that's because he's thirsty. He wants a sun drop or a beer. Okay, he wants one. That's why he's getting aggressive. If you strolling around in a shitty creek, okay, for 12 months out of the year, and for a couple months when it got hot,
sorry, I lost my place. I'm back in it now.
You wanted a cold. I know you can't read, and he wanted a cold beverage. You don't offer it to him. No liver mush sandwich. No cigarettes.
He's probably pissed at y'all.
He's probably gonna bite you.
Y'all made his fucking life miserable. The man just wants a good piece of pussy.
That's all he wants.
As a nice man in East Spencer told me once, best cure for cancer
is a good piece of pussy. That's what I heard.
He did tell me that.
And those are rules that I live by, you know.
The Normie legend found a resurgence in the online world, with many amateur investigators and enthusiasts claiming to have captured blurry images or videos of the creature. And when they say amateur investigators, they're probably talking about us. That's literally what we are.
They're probably talking about people, you know.
We ain't the smartest fellers in the world. But
no.
I'll tell you what, we'll make you laugh and we'll make you cum. And that's the two most important things in the world. Laughter and cum. They say laughter is the best medicine. Coming is a close second.
I want to get shirts made that say that.
Yeah,
you know how the white girls wear the shirts? Oh, yeah. I want one that says laughter and cum.
Can they be crop tops?
I would wear it. I would love to wear it.
If you want a shirt that says laughter and cum, reach out. We might get them made. We might sell them. Who knows?
But, so, I want to read a couple of these accounts that I found that were posted about these sightings that people said they've seen. And
I'll sit here and I'll drink my beer.
I'm going to read these in the accent and the vibe of the people that probably said them when they wrote them. So we're going to start out with this one. Okay, this was south of Marker 4 at Lake Norman, and this was on January 1st, 2002. I was paddling along in my kayak when I saw to the right of the nose of my boat, just a foot or two away, something the size of a grapefruit rising out of the water. At first it appeared to have long fur streaming from it as it rose through the water, but once it broke the surface, I saw that it had to appear to be fur. It was actually water streaming out of what looked like a gray snout. So they're thinking, this gentleman, who sounds drunk because he's not perfect grammar.
He's a little drunk.
We'll let him by with it. He claims it's furry. And we're not talking about the people that shit in cat boxes at school. This guy, he claims to be a furry little creature.
I don't know if we can say that. Don't cancel us.
We love furries. If you're a furry, we welcome you in. I'm just saying.
I welcome anyone but pedophiles. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, everybody's welcome
you
except
fucking
pedophiles.
Kid diddlers, go fuck yourself.
Everybody's welcome here, guys.
Play your Dungeons and Dragons and go fuck yourself.
Dungeons and Dragons. You look like a Dungeons and Dragons player.
Whoa.
All right, let's go to another side.
I play Candyland.
Candyland's for thugs. Candyland teaches people how to deal dope. This is another sighting, okay? And this was at the Lake Norman Marina. And this was in 2024. All right? This was May 22nd. My boat was docked at the Lake Norman Marina. My friend and I were swimming in the middle of the lake. My boat was anchored. My friend Scott was at the rear of the boat and I was in the front. He screamed and immediately got in the boat. He said that he's seen a creature.
A creature?
He's seen a creature floating out there in the damn water.
In the water?
He thought it was going to float up and bite him right on his sack.
That's crazy. He's seen something in the water at the lake.
Ain't that?
You know,
ain't that the craziest thing?
That's the craziest fucking thing in the world.
Ain't that the craziest thing you've ever heard in your whole life?
It was somebody's used condom floating up behind him.
And then, I mean, there's other people that, like, for instance, there's somebody that said they were filming for their YouTube channel. And
just like us.
And a lady came up while they were filming. And I guess she told them a little bit about the backstory. I think God bless those people. I'm proud of them. But, you know, the origin and the theories, all right, these are the man-made origins. Man-made, like me and you were. We were made by a man, all right? I'm man-made, self-made, all right?
When they asked me where I'm from, I said my daddy's balls.
And that's man-made. One theory posits that the creature could be the result of the lake's man-made creation. Lake Norman was formed by damming the Catawba River in the 1960s, like we touched on before. Some suggest that the creature might be a mutant, caused by chemical changes or the presence of underground tunnels. He's like a ninja turtle.
A ninja turtle.
He'll roll right up with his damn boombox on his back playing Kid Rock.
Eating a fucking slice of cold pizza. Not hot.
Nope. He only likes
pizza.
it cold. That is actually true. I seen where a Domino's guy.
We actually interviewed a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
So,
and
you know.
oh my God, that was the best one. I can't wait for that one to come out. He
When that one drops,
he climbed
it's
right
pretty
out of the
good.
shit pipe in the ground. He said
Right out the shit.
he was hanging out with a gigantic rat. He climbed right out of the shit pipe in the ground and he said, "Boys, I'm ready to come out and tell you my story." And we also interviewed a Power Ranger.
We did.
And
Power Ranger.
And that was very great. She tried to offer me sexual advances, and I said,
erect.
"You were," and we.
But see, the thing about Pink Power Ranger, she don't get fucked. She pegs
She does peg, and pegs hard.
hard.
I don't know. He
I'll sore
don't
for
know,
2 days.
but somebody knows.
Somebody definitely knows.
She is just packing a punch. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's how she was whipping ass back in
And
the show.
the craziest thing is, we were editing the video. She said, "I'll see you later," and I didn't know what that means.
I didn't either.
I get home, Mandy Lynn's passed out.
Yeah.
No cream pie.
Yeah.
Passed out.
Yeah, passed out, assed out.
Next morning, I go through her phone. Pink Power Ranger was at my house. Ain't that crazy? Check the Ring doorbell camera. She
She rolled right into your house, took
Pegged
it,
my
and
bitch.
rolled out.
She pegged my bitch, man. What can I do about it?
We're actually trying to file a lawsuit with her because we're very upset about what she's done to our community.
It's heartbreaking, honestly. Heartbreaking.
We love her, but we also don't like her, but we respect her all at the same time.
So this is the indigenous interpretations, right? So local Native American tribes, including the Cherokee, have legends of serpent-like creatures in bodies of water, leading some to link the sightings to the Lake Norman monster to ancient tribal lore.
Even though it was not even a lake then, but
I remember my granddad used to watch Westerns,
yeah.
and the one that always comes to mind, I don't even know what the fuck it was called, but he had like something through his nipples, and he'd lean back
I'm
and
so
he'd
turned
make
on
him
already.
walk in. He'd make him walk in circles just like this,
And rub
So,
his
are you
nipples as
watching?
they walk. Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, just
I
make
enjoy
him-
that, by the way.
These kind of circles. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I'm enjoying
And he
that.
leaned back, and when he ripped his fucking nipples in half.
Wow.
But he won. He won at life. I don't know why the fuck.
Well,
he
can
won
you
at life.
can you imagine
did.
going to war with
I think-
somebody and
no,
they're
he
tickling
was
their
white.
nipple before they fight you?
I think
I'd
it's
be
'cause he was
scared and
white.
shit, dude.
I'd come. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be scared. I'd come.
I-
I'd be so horned up. I couldn't fight.
That was maybe like if you say you were at the bar, okay?
Shit in your pants.
Shit in your pants, liquor shit, you're in the bathroom, you come out, you have another one, okay?
Whoa, another one.
You have another one. This guy wants to fight you. He strips down butt naked, dick swinging around.
Fight and fuck, maybe.
And you tell me that you wouldn't be a little bit threatened by that. He's butt naked, sweaty. He
I'm not
probably
gonna lie. 50% threatened, 50% aroused. Maybe 60-40. 60% threatened,
40% aroused. Yeah, I'd be quite aroused. And that would be his mind game with me and how
that's
he
the
beat
crazy
me up.
thing, because I'd be bricked up. I'd be trying to hide my boner. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And
'Cause
that's
I'm
how
pitching
he-
a fucking tent.
and
I'm
that-
pitching a fucking tent.
And that's how
I'm
he...
hiding it. I'm like this. I'm like this.
You're tucking it. Yeah.
Please don't hit me, Dad.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
and that's how he's gonna get you. He's gonna go
exactly.
full, daddy on you.
Full daddy, and I don't want that.
I don't either.
The only man that's allowed to fuck me is Kenny Powers.
So Normie has gotten so popular in these past years, these past decades, that the legend of the Lake Norman monster has led to the creation of various pieces of memorabilia. He's got t-shirts, mugs. He's even got bumper stickers.
Hell yeah.
All types of bumper stickers. You might be riding down the road over there near Lake Norman. See a MILF driving around with a Lake Norman Normie sticker
Big
on
old
the back.
titties.
Big old titties. She ain't fooling nobody. Those are the humps people are seeing. They're floating in the water and they're seeing tits.
Big old built-in life jackets, if you know what I mean.
Floating devices.
So the monster has also become a tourist attraction for Lake Norman region. Local businesses often incorporate Normie into their branding, and boat tours of the lake may include discussions of Normie, the monster.
Oh yeah. There's
I
actually
don't like how we're calling Normie a monster. She's
I don't
probably
e-
just a thick bitch floating around.
and also on top of it, there's a strip club down there called Lake Norman's Whorehouse, also Normie's Whorehouse. It's got a bunch of voluptuous ladies.
Boys, we're gonna have to cut filming for a second. Our GoPro overheated. First time using it. It's okay.
It just blew up like a can of Bush's baked beans on the grill. So don't be mad at us here. It somehow got too hot, which we're indoors. I paid the air conditioning bill.
Don't lie. We don't got money to do that.
We don't.
We're not sponsored like
We're actually recording this in a 100-degree shed right now, and we're enjoying every bit of it, folks.
I'm not gonna lie. There's something about me and Cody getting together, do a podcast. Shit, this week was twice a week.
Yeah.
Our last one, we were exhausted, sweaty,
Yeah.
hot, swamp ass. This one, we're better. We're in it. My nips are wrecked. You can't see them through the shirt.
But they are wrecked.
This is a special shirt that doesn't let you see hard nips. But
it's specially made, and they sell them all throughout. They're called Nipple No Mores.
Oh, Nipple No Mores, yeah.
And
of course.
I love them. I think that one looks really fantastic on you.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it. I would love to have one of my own.
Before we get any further, let's thank our sponsors. Vienna Sausages, you've always been a good one.
That is a good one.
Tuna Can, a.k.a. Jim Beatty, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you for your proud and honorable donation.
We're even sponsored by Matco and Costa. We just get to it, brother. We get to it.
And these are just some of my favorite sponsors we got to rattle off here. We always have Elf Bar, even though they're defunct. Woo! They're still sending us stuff. We're puffing on that Blueberry Blaze right now, one of their high-profile flavors. And also on top of it, our last and final sponsor is Hardee's, known for their peach milkshake, which we've talked about before.
You missed one. Carl's Jr.
Offset of
Hardee's, but you still gotta give them their credit. Thank you, Carl's
The
Jr.
Whataburger Witch Doctor is our last promoter and sponsor.
Thank you.
Thank
Witch
you.
Doctor
Thank
Carl's
you.
Jr.
And we couldn't do this
from Carl's Jr. from Whataburger.
We couldn't do it without viewers like you.
And just for a second, I'm gonna take a piss. I'm gonna let the camera roll. Cody, read what you need to read.
I'd love to.
I'll get back to it, buddy.
He's going to piss in a closet right now.
I got the Busch Light pisses.
He's got the Busch Light pisses, folks. They're running through him. He can't help it. And that's all right. But we're going to talk about some festivals they have going on that are kind of, tied into Normie. These often include monster-themed activities such as treasure hunts and storytelling contests. So you go out to the festival, you see a bunch of Normie merch, you see a bunch of Normie treasure hunts. I also seen on a documentary about, Normie and everything, that if you go to one of these festivals, they actually have contests. Like people draw what they think Normie looks like. Now, I seen some of these drawings. One of these some bitches looked like a sweet potato with a fin on the back of it. It did not look incredible, but that's not the point. The point is to celebrate Normie, and I think they're doing that damn well. I'm a big fan of what they're doing down there. Now, there's been a lot of cryptozoologists. That's always been a hard word for me. I can barely read, but that word's always been a tricky one for me. As with, most cryptid legends, the Lake Normie monster has attracted the attention of cryptozoologists and amateur investigators who have conducted expeditions and searches in hopes of finding the definitive evidence of its existence. Which you can go out there on a boat. I'm sure they got beer on that bitch. You go out there. They take you around. I think kids are even invited. I think there's even, there's a lady, I can't remember her name, but she wrote a kid's book about Normie.
Sorry it took so long, I was masturbating.
Nothing wrong with that. And what he does, if you want to, you can close and lock that door. Sorry, folks. But you can go out there on that boat, and they'll keep your kids entertained with the book about Normie while you're rolling around. You're strolling for them, and I seen these kids on there. They swore everything they seen was Normie. There was a damn beer can floating, and this little girl said, "There he is! I think I just seen him." Ah! And the man let her know, "Honey, we like that, but shut the hell up. That's a beer can, a beer bottle." Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. It could have been somebody's. Let's see. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold.
It could have been.
It could have been a fucking Busch Light bottle.
It could have been a Milwaukee's Best can just floating along the river.
I love a Milwaukee's Best. Okay.
Nothing's wrong with that, Sonny.
Real Southern, brother.
Real Southern, brother. And that's your part right there.
Where's she at, son?
We're down here at the Lake Monster
Enthusiast. Goddamn, the GoPro keeps... You know what? We're going to be cut a little bit here. We're going to have to figure something out with this fucking GoPro.
This camera is somehow getting too hot. I don't understand why. We didn't put it on a grill before we started this.
We should have.
We should have put it on the grill. It's overheating like a damn iPhone in the
We'll give
desert.
her 5 minutes and we'll restart recording. We still got plenty of recording left.
There's plenty left, folks. We'll be right back after these messages from Hardee's.
Celebrating 40 years of Hardee's, the Big Boss is back. With 100% char-grilled beef, melted American cheese, freshly toasted bun, and legendary classic sauce. Go all in on one of the juiciest, meatiest icons we've ever made. The Hardee's Big Boss. Big Boss.
I would just like to say, well, we both would love to say thank you to Hardee's for promoting us always and forever.
It's wonderful.
It's always wonderful to have
turns
you.
me on.
I mean, the big, meaty, fat, juicy. Is it a cock?
I know they say beef, but I really prefer the term cock.
I've always thought that Hardee's burgers were made with cock meat, so that does make sense.
It's a cock meat sandwich.
Yeah, and we love those.
We love them.
We love those here. But let's tap back into this Normie, okay? You didn't slither out of our hands. We didn't forget about you. The monster is often discussed alongside other famous cryptids, as we said before, like the Loch Ness Monster, Champ, who is the lake monster of Lake Champlain, the Beast of Bray Road, and it's all contributing to a larger global fascination with lake and water-based cryptids.
But there is a big lack of hard evidence on this. So
Big, hard.
I'm talking maybe even erect lack of evidence. What do you think? Erect. You know what?
Yeah,
We're gonna
super
change it.
erect.
There's a lack of erect evidence on this unit. So despite numerous sightings, there has been no definitive photographs, videos, evidence proving the creature's existence.
So there ain't no proof.
Most evidence consists of blurry photos or
And Budweiser covered film videos.
Oh, say that word for me, bro.
He can't read.
Substantiated? Is that it?
That word we're gonna teach him how to read on here, guys. Substantiated. Do you know what that means?
Witnesses?
It means it ain't
territory.
Yeah, substantiated, buddy. It means it's not necessarily, legit.
Look, I had a kid young, never said I was smart, but I'm good at fucking.
He can't read. Well, we're going to teach him.
Can fuck pretty okay.
As the time goes on, we're going to teach him how to read, guys. Skeptics often argue that these sightings can be explained by more mundane cases, such as misidentification of large fish, debris, or as like I call it, debris, or even logs floating in the water. Like we said before, you get out there, you get drunk, see a goddamn log in the water, all of a sudden it's a sea creature.
Did somebody cut Danny's dick off? What's that out there?
What was that? I just heard something plop in the water. That's that old man's phallus fucking floating around out there in that gravy water.
So this is an ongoing mystery, maybe an unsolved mystery. But to this day, the Lake Norman monster remains an unresolved mystery, with people continuing to report sightings and theories circulating about the creature's origins and nature.
So people are still talking about it. They're going to their coffee shops. They're going to the little bucks.
This is 2025. This has been several years.
Yeah, and they still ain't figured it out. But there's still a big, enduring legacy. Whether or not it's real, okay, like most things, like Sasquatch, like the Yowie, like anything like that.
Get it? Bigfoot, Sasquatch?
Anything in that nature, okay? He's simply a result of local myth-making and folklore. It's always good to have... I don't know, he just brings a gusto, to Lake Norman.
Understandable.
The Lake Norman monster continues to be popular, and he's a part of the region's folklore and culture.
So, personally, what do you think?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Honest
I'm being
answer
dead-ass serious. I think So what a lot of people don't know is there was an alligator caught in Lake Norman that some guy, some fucking redneck, had as a pet.
This is my goddamn pet alligator. He's fucking 5 foot long.
He had it as a pet. He was probably trying to sell it at Webb Road Flea Market. Nobody bought it. Okay, everybody's there to buy other shit. They're there to buy chickens, ducks, dogs, cats, frogs, sugar gliders.
Sugar gliders is a big in there.
And this son of a bitch had it in his bathtub probably, and he threw it out there, and I bet you...
Should I give him a pack?
Give him a pack right. He's going to give y'all a pack right quick. Oh, go ahead.
This is Zen can.
Go ahead and pack that Zen.
I hope you're wet.
I've been wet the whole time. and now I am soaking, which is the next level of being
Here's
wet.
a wet spot right here. I gotta back up a little bit.
You got a wet spot. I'm literally leaking through my pants.
Dude, I'm leaking.
I need a diaper on right now.
I'm leaking.
But I think it's like probably Normie is one of those things that it's probably a little bit of everything. But I do believe that maybe people seen that alligator. I do believe at one time it was finally caught. But who's to say that? Because they're not native to here. Yeah. But at the same time, if some fucking redneck throws a damn alligator out there,
I mean,
it can survive.
Exotic. He had fucking tigers. I don't think he was supposed to have tigers, but he ended up with them.
Well, maybe he was supposed to have them, and then he just got out of line.
Another thing that I read is bowfin. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. What the hell is that?
It's a big ass fish, pretty much.
Yeah.
But they have some in High Rock, and obviously it's not supposed to be there, but it's there.
It's there.
And I mean, if you really wanted to, and there's some hellbender salamanders, but they're only 4 foot long. I don't believe it was a hellbender salamander.
A hellbender salamander.
It's a hellbender salamander. I don't know how to describe it.
Tammy,
it's a big ass salamander.
Tammy, get your flip phone and get down in this riverbed. There's a hellbender salamander.
Get a picture of it. But in all reality, do I believe in Normie? No. And I know that sucks to say because we just did a whole podcast episode of it. Personally, I do not believe in Normie. I do believe that fish live a long time if they're not caught.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there could be a big bowfin in there or a big ass catfish in there because catfish do get big. I mean,
yeah.
Have you ever seen Wales catfish in the UK?
Huge.
I mean, fucking massive. 200-pound catfish. I mean, let's be real. 160 to 200-pound catfish. I mean, it could be a number of things, but I mean, I've never seen it, so I can't tell you. I mean, I'll go out to Lake Norman all night. I'll camp all night, fucking throw some bologna sandwiches out, some
He'd
Spam,
love that.
and we'll try to catch it, but personally myself, I've never seen it. And even if I did see it, I feel like I'd make sense of it in my mind.
Yeah,
where it's
you make it legit. Make a logical interpretation of what you're saying. But I was also gonna say that there's a guy in that documentary that he claims, and I never thought of this, that because of the water that's put out from that nuclear reactor, that's a big hellbent salamander, boy.
That's a bowfin. I'll show you the fuck. What the fuck was it called? It was a salamander, but it was hell.
Hell-bent salamander, or some kind. But the guy that's a fisherman said that those nuclear reactors create this warm type water. So in the winter months, those fish can go under the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's warm water. And I also seen that.
I looked up hell salamander.
Is that a Beyblade? Is that a fucking Bionicle? But it said that. Is it carp that spawn off of the... Don't they spawn, like, towards, like, the bank?
All fish.
Well, their fins, when they all get together, they get to make a commotion. That it can make waves. So a lot of these people said that they've seen, these random waves. But it could be from them fish. Them fish, they're pulling up. They're doing a little bit of spawning. And people are... It might be that.
That's the hell.
That is a slimy son of a bitch.
That's what they say it is. I don't think that's big enough to be a river monster because they say they only usually grow about 4 foot. But a big
thing can grow 4 foot.
Yeah,
that's low-key pretty big.
Personally, it is bigger than my dick. But personally, I think that it is a big ass catfish just coming to the surface. You know, they do come up to eat sometimes.
Yeah,
it's not rare. It's not often, but they do come up to eat. I think, personally, it's a big-ass catfish.
Either way, I think it's a cool story.
It's just a propane tank down there floating.
It's floating around. It's doing its thing. But I will say, to wrap this up...
The camera's screaming at us, boy. The battery's low.
It's firing us. I will say that it's a cool story. It was cool to learn about. I'd love to go out there and see it.
If I seen it, I would be able to give a more visual representation, and I would be able to give... a truer story, but personally, without seeing it,
you don't believe.
It's like Bigfoot. 100 people have seen it, but I haven't personally.
I don't believe in him either. I do think he's cool, and I think we should keep him going. Yeah. But I don't believe in it because, like we said at one time, it was all land that indigenous people lived on, and it wasn't like this old like for instance Loch Ness that was there forever.
Oh yeah.
So how did this big ass dinosaur get in this?
Into a man-made lake.
Yeah.
But then again, it is owned by Duke Power, and you remember the big coal spill. They had a big thing about it. I mean, what if it was... I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying personally.
It's unlikely.
Without seeing it, I couldn't give you a definitive answer, but I don't believe that it's real now.
Maybe one day, when this cast gets bigger, we'll go shotgun a bunch of bush lights.
We'll buy us a fucking pontoon boat, go out all night, we'll hunt for this son of a bitch, and then we'll get back with y'all. We'll tell you what we really feel.
And we will throw, and when we do see him, we'll respect them. We'll respect them. We'll throw them Spam, liver mush, cold beer, sun drop. We'll give him everything he ever wanted because a lot of folks don't understand.
Cheer wine, he can have it.
He can have it. If he wants a sun drop slush, he can have it. If he wants a puff of a cigarette, he can have it.
Anything. Marble Red, I'll go buy him one.
I'll throw him one. I don't mind throwing him one.
I don't mind.
But this was a fantastic story. Thank you guys for tuning in to Clocked Out Conversations. He's wet. I'm fucking wet. I need to go change my underwear right now. And I think we're going to sell out and get out of here. And we're going to go look for Normie.
And just remember, if somebody tells you you're riding trends, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Everybody's riding trends.
Hey, brother, all I want to say, this has been a damn good episode.
I
feel like we're back to our old selves.
Yeah. We're back.
It's been great. Yeah. I think we should go grab a cookout tray. Maybe come back, drink a couple more beers, and just hang out, edit this unit.
We'll grab Normie a cookout tray, and we'll deliver it to him.
We're going to deliver
it to him. We'll DoorDash it to him.
We're going straight to Charlotte after this, boys.
Right after this. So we're going to get out of here. We're going to Lake Norman. It's been a privilege talking to you guys. Clocked Out Conversations, making you wet, making me wet. Sponsored by Hardee's. Steven's wet. He smells good. We're showered up. We're ready to hit the bowling alley and drink 8 pitchers of beer tonight.
Let's get it.
And I think I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Would you like to tell them thank you?
Thank you. Peace, bitches.
And the thought of you watching me gets me so wet.